Hey YouTube, it's CryptoOneStop coming to you guys from the Crypto Cave, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to leverage trade on the go. It's a great way for everybody to casually trade, and if you look at my most recent trade, I made a little bit over $100 with just a couple clicks. And this may not seem like much, but if you think about it, for not doing much work, I made $100. And in the past, I've made a lot more than that. And depending on how much leverage you use, how much time and effort you put into trading, you could potentially make a lot more than I did. And by watching this video, I'm going to arm you with the knowledge, the tools to do this on your own, independent from me. Now, Liquid is an exchange based in Japan. To my knowledge, everybody here in the States should have access to the platform. That includes the mobile app and also the web application. In the description below, I included all the relevant links. So if you want to access any of the tools and any of the platforms I'm talking about today, you can use the description box as a reference because that has everything you need in it. So once you've created an account and you funded it and you open it up, this is what you're going to see. So you can do a quick exchange, which basically means that you're going to trade whatever asset that you have for a desired asset and it will immediately settle the trade. Obviously, that'll expose you to some slippage, so you may end up paying a little bit extra than you normally would have. If you wanted to do a spot trade and set a limit order, they have an option for you there. What we're going to talk about is margin trading. And the difference between margin and infinity is that infinity lets you leverage 100x. And for me, that's a little bit too much leverage. I prefer to play with a little bit cushion. My sweet spot is 4 times leverage. But with this platform, you can actually go up to 100. But let's say that you didn't want to do 4x or 100x and you have a different risk preference. To adjust the leverage feature, you'll have to click long. This means that you think the price is going to go up, so you're speculating on bullish movement. Once you're on this screen, click settings. And here you can basically adjust the leverage to your personal preference. In this video, I'm not going to get into two direction or net out. If you're interested in learning more about those two options, make sure you express that interest in the comment section below. And if I get enough interest, I'll go ahead and publish another video talking about some of the more advanced features on the platform. Once you've selected how much you want to leverage your position, for me, it's 4 times. You click the X at the upper left-hand corner of the screen. So let's say I had 1 Bitcoin. This means I can enter 4 here. But obviously I don't have 1 Bitcoin on the platform. When I say Bitcoin, I really mean it's a dollar equivalent. You can't use Bitcoin as margin, but you can use USD. So you have to have 1 Bitcoin's worth of USD to leverage up to 4 Bitcoin. Now, normally I don't enter into a pump. I look for a little bit of consolidation before I open a position. But just to illustrate how easy this whole process is, I'm going to go ahead and execute a trade on this video for you guys today. So given my balance, I can definitely leverage up to 0.1. This means I'm basically using 0.025 worth of Bitcoin to leverage it by a factor of 4, meaning I'll get 0.025 times 4, which is equal to 0.1, meaning I'll get exposure to 0.1 Bitcoin. But if you look at my remaining dollar balance, meaning the dollar balance that's free, if you recall when I was showing you guys my profit, I have a open position of 0.1 Bitcoin. So I already have US dollars that I'm using as collateral for this position. So what I'm trying to say is that the collateralized dollar can't be collateralized for another leveraged position. You have to use the dollars that are free. So if you go to long, they actually help you out by telling you the margin that you have available. So I have $245 that's not doing anything. That's just sitting there on my account. That's free to be used as collateral. So if you do the math here, 245 times 4 is $980, and 980 is roughly 1/10 of 8,000. So that means I can trade a little bit over 0.1 Bitcoin. I can use the $245 I have to buy a little bit over 0.1 Bitcoin. If you didn't have this app and you didn't exercise leverage, that same $245 wouldn't be able to get exposure to 0.1 Bitcoin. It would only enable me to get exposure to 0.025 Bitcoin. So you can see that using a relatively small position, you can very much maximize your gains. Now, let's say you were bearish on the market. You can actually do the exact same thing, but in the other direction. So, when we were having that correction after we hit that peak of 14,000, from 14,000 to roughly around 9,000-ish, I was actively shorting the market. So I was actually making money while Bitcoin was going down. But at the moment, I expect some consolidation and at least another wave up. So me personally, given my trading thesis, I'm not going to go ahead and short the market. I'm going to go ahead and long it here. So to long it, you go back to the screen, click long, click the amount of Bitcoin that you want to trade. So I'm eligible to trade up to 0.1. So I'll go ahead and do that. And here on the screen, it'll tell you how much margin is required. And margin to me is synonymous with collateral, because that's basically what it is. And so you can see here, out of the 245 to trade 0.1, I only need 197. That means $197 will be locked up and I won't be able to access it as long as the trade is active. You click review. Here on this page, it'll basically give you a rundown on your order, giving you a detailed description on the fees, the margin required, basically all the relevant details related to the position that you just opened. So you just click place long when you're ready. And just like that, you've exercised a leverage trade. Now to monitor your trade, you click here to go back to dashboard. If you're interested in seeing a consolidated view of all your open orders, you click the upper left-hand corner of your screen, click home, scroll down and open position manager. And here it'll basically give you a list of all your open orders. And you can see here that I have an open order in BTC that I just opened. I have an open order in XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. It's really just simple as that. And like I said, this is probably one of the easiest ways to trade on the go, especially for individuals who want to exercise a little bit of leverage. Now, trading requires patience, time commitment. You don't get good overnight. Some of the best traders I know failed early on. Now, if you want to get good, I highly recommend using all the free material out there on the web. There's a lot of it. Also, consider downloading TradingView. I downloaded it. I find it a tool that's very useful. In fact, they're having this little promotion going on where you can get up to $30 for signing up and opening a subscription. This isn't for everybody, and I don't think you should get this unless you're serious about trading. But I find it to be a pretty useful tool. You can follow other traders on here, get insights from other people, and you can also customize your charts, and you can have multiple lists. And so this is my list that I use, and currently I'm trading a lot of cryptos. I'm not trading much in equities at the moment, but this tool helps me navigate the market pretty quickly. And you can actually set up alerts, and I have alerts that come to my phone and I get them via email. And again, I find TradingView to be a very useful tool. It's not a prerequisite for margin trading, but I definitely think it helps. For the most part, I try not to take too much external input, but if I'm curious to see how other people are trading, you can just click here and it'll give you the most recent insights published by other traders that are using TradingView. Just remember that this is other people's opinion. You always have to filter and distill the information that you're getting from external sources. The other thing I do is I'll go on Twitter and follow traders on here. There's some actually pretty good ones. Like I said, I don't like too much external influence, but just to get some insights, you learn the common verbiage, you learn little tips and tricks from other people, you get a sense of what the general sentiment is, and all that input helps guide me a little bit. And so the other thing I would recommend is getting a Twitter and turn it into like a personal curated news feed of information that you find most relevant and the information that you think will be most helpful for you when you're trading. Now, if for any reason you're not able to access Liquid, or maybe you prefer a different user experience altogether, you can actually margin trade on Kraken. To do that, you just go to New Order and you go to click here on Intermediate, and you can leverage up to 5 times. And they also have a pro account that you can access for free that gives you a different feel and look and provides more customization tools in terms of charting. I personally don't use Kraken for trading because I already use Liquid and I have it fully funded. And like I said, they make it very simple and easy to use. but I understand that sometimes certain platforms aren't available in certain jurisdictions or people have their own preferences. So here's an alternative. As of October 2019, they've launched the Kraken Pro and the Kraken Future products on the mobile platform. Now, if you have any questions or you want me to expand on anything that was covered in this video, make sure you express that interest in the comment section below. If I see enough interest, I might even go ahead and publish a new video talking about some of the more advanced features on both Kraken and the Liquid Exchange. And remember, I made it easy for you guys by including all the relevant links that you need in the description box below. And if you found any value in the insights I provided in this video, make sure you smash that like button. And if you're interested in future video releases, make sure you subscribe, click the notification bell. With that, this is CryptoOneStop signing out. I'll talk to you folks next time. Bye.